My name is Norman Meier and welcome to Start Your Own Business. This is a little video that should give you some inspiration on how to start your own business, and I want to give you a few tips and insights that I've learned along the way so that hopefully you'll learn something new here. Well, anyway, let me introduce myself first so you know who you're dealing with. I originally came from Switzerland, and I started in the financial services industry in Zurich, and then I became a broker and a financial advisor. I dealt with many clients, and then after I moved to Canada, to Vancouver, Canada, went back to Switzerland, and in the end I ended up in America. So now I'm in America and I'm loving it. As you see, I have the American t-shirt just because a couple of weeks ago I actually became an American citizen. So despite my little accent that you might hear, I'm American now and I'm very happy to be so. Okay, let's get started. So what is my story, and what have I done in my life? So when I turned 30 years old, I was at the point in my life where I thought, okay, well, I was making good money. I was successful in my job as a sales manager, but I wasn't really getting anywhere because I had a nice lifestyle. I had cars and house and everything, but I wasn't anywhere near being a millionaire, and that was really my term and my big goal that I wanted to have. And so I was thinking, okay, what should I do differently? Because if I continue the way I do things, nothing will change. So I needed to realize that step number one was to change something. So I read a lot of books. I went to seminars. I listened to audio tapes, and then eventually it hit me. Eventually, I found out that 74% of all self-made millionaires were directly involved in businesses, when they were business owners. So if you can't dance, or if you can't act, or if you don't win the lottery, what are you going to do? You need to do something, and the number one answer is to start your own business. So if you want to change your life, you want to change your financial life, that's what you need to do. So this is what I actually did, and 2.5 years later, actually, I became a self-made millionaire. And it was quite astonishing. It was unbelievable, actually. When I look back at the time, it was 10 years ago, it was really, really quick, and it was really fast, But what led me to there, and this is what I kind of want to go into a little bit, so that you have a better understanding what it takes. And in the end, really, it is a mental mindset. It is the way you think that determines, how much money you make and how you get there. When I went to a seminar, and it was a gentleman called Bodo Schäfer, and he's a German motivational speaker, and he said that he was broke at the time. He was not doing well. He went to his coach, and his coach told him, "You need to start making $100,000 a month." And then Bodo said, I'm having financial problems. How am I ever going to do that? How am I ever going to get into that situation? And then he said, you need to become the person who is capable of making $100,000 a month. So it's not about the money. Nobody needs $100,000 to live comfortably. It's about who you as a person need to become. What kind of changes in your mental attitude do you need to do? What kind of changes in your daily life? Like, how do you spend your time? Do you watch TV? You sleep in. You spend time with people who suck the energy out of you. Like, so you need to change something in your life, and that's the key factor here. So your habits and your mental attitude, how you can get there. And so I was very motivated by that, because I was like, okay, well, I'd really love to make $100,000 a month, and I ended up making it. But the way I got there was that was my primary motivation. That was really, really what I was thinking. Okay, that's what I need to do. So another thing was, I love Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy is one of the top motivational trainers and speakers in the world, and he actually lives, close by here in California. And I had the chance to meet him once, actually. And so the thing is that he said, take your current income. Okay, so let's write this down. Let's say your current income. What is your current income today? And at the time when I did this, it was $140,000. That was my income at the time. And then I was thinking, okay. Then he said, imagine in 1 year you are able to increase your income by 20%. So what would that be? That would be another 28,000. So 168,000. Do you think that this is realistic? Do you think that this is possible? And I was looking at the number. I thought, well, yeah, of course it's possible. Just a little bit more effort, a little bit more selling, and a little bit more commission. So yeah, I think that could be possible. And then he said, okay, imagine now you can take your current income and you can double it within a year. Okay, so if you double your income, that would be 280,000. So are you able to do that? And I was like, ooh, that's kind of a big stretch, What would I have to change or do differently in order to double my income to get to $280,000? And then he said, okay, well, this is where most people already start coming up with excuses and reasons why it doesn't work and why they can't do it. And then, of course, if you believe something, that you can't do it, you're right, it's not going to work. But if you think about, okay, what do I need to change in order to achieve that, then you start to think in new ways, and that's the secret. You have to open up. You can't have a regular 9-to-5 job and expect to become a millionaire because it just simply doesn't work. It's the wrong system. So then he said, what if you were to increase your income by 10 times? So you take your current income and you make 1.4 million. Now, most people at that point are like, okay, well, let's stop dreaming here. This is, totally unrealistic. But this is also something that got me motivated. So I was actually thinking, okay, how could I make an income that's 10 times more, which is a little bit more than 100,000 a month, by the way, and how would I be able to pull this off? And so what I've done is I actually wrote myself a check, and I still have the check, and I put it into my journal where I wrote it and I signed it and I looked at it and I dreamed about it. And so what happened was I took my current income, multiplied by 10, and that became my goal. And you know what? After 2.5 years, I made it happen. Now, how did I do it? Well, that's the $1 million question, right? So I have written up a lot of brochures and programs about sales, communication, business, leadership, but also finance and business and investing. And I explain in detail in those programs exactly how I was able to do this, to go from zero to millionaire in 2.5 years. And I would love to teach you this. Obviously, I can't teach you this in this short video here, but if you look at my programs, I'd be happy to share it with you. And if you come to one of my seminars, I would love to see you in person and tell you then. All right, thank you.